Well, good morning everyone, and welcome back to Schwatterheim. I am Farmer Gilbee, and I am here before the gates open on our yard. Nice sleep in the tent last night. I decided not to head back to the family home. Everything is so messy. Everything is so dirty here. Let's check on our veggie garden for a start. Everything is running. We've got 10,000 litres of water. We've got plenty of fertilizer and plenty of seeds. Very, very nice. Before the day starts, I might just top up the water in our veggie patch and also in our seed production facility, just to make sure that things are ticking along nicely. Okay, let's double check our seed production whilst we're here. So we've got plenty of seed and it's storing the seed, but we're out of barley, oat and wheat. Garden plot is looking pretty good. There's still plenty of seeds there. And we're doing all right for fertilizer there. We should see our first punnets soon, hopefully. Might just park the ute here for now, so that it's out of the way. The gate has opened, so the gate must open it. Or did I open it? No. Alright, we're going to head up and do some baling up at those other fields. Hopefully the traffic is not too bad. Just turn my hazard lights on instead of turning off the indicator. We don't really need this bale fork on. It's a little bit of driving to get up to these upper fields. I do want to look and see if we could potentially merge 27 and 26 together. I'm not sure if we'll be able to, but we can try. Alright, so we want to unravel this. Probably want to get off the road first. We want to lower the collector and we want to turn it on. And we should be collecting some straw now. Should be, hopefully. We'll jump into a quick time lapse whilst I collect all this straw. We managed to fill nearly 2 full bales out of that field. And as you could see, the locals have no patience for farm work. Maybe that's why CLAAS has got us out here, because the locals are just absolutely painful to deal with. They don't give way. You have your indicators on and they still manage to go through. It's, yeah, it's a little bit strange. It does seem like a farming community, but it's like it's almost been, what's the term, gentrified? Not sure when this bale is going to drop out. Are we still picking up straw? Yeah. We just didn't want to pick all of that up. Probably going to do the same thing here as well. It's not going to pick it all up. Just drive forward a little bit and then drive back a little bit. See if we can collect all of this straw. I'm also mindful that we do have a lot of equipment sitting around at the moment. And we are also renting that stone picker, so kind of really want that stone picker to be doing some work. When is that bale going to drop? Please don't drop where I need to collect. Okay. It's interesting, it says that we don't have access to that land. Missed a couple of spots there, we'll have to come back and get them. Just like we're going to come back and collect these. If we don't get stuck on the tree. And you still managed to miss them. You are so talented as a driver. But we're going to enter another time lapse whilst we continue collecting all of this. There we go. I want to unload. And I want to fold it up. I think there is still another one in train in there, but that's all right. So we've managed to get 2, 4, 5 bales, which is not too shabby. Now, I do just want to check, because we are renting that stone picker, I do just want to check to see if there's any contracts before we head down to the other field. Spraying, ploughing, mowing. No, there's a few contracts here that could be done. Fertilizing contract, deadwood, harvesting, red beets. All right, let's check the map and just see the state of everything. There is an absolute mountain of fields that are withered, etc., which is what the guys from CLAAS did caution me about. They just don't care. We have got a stack of peas, parsnips. So there's a lot of vegetable crops that need to be harvested. Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping we could get some of the other equipment working, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to. We'll quickly head down and bale this one. This episode's going to be all about baling. So many weeds. Alright, let's get underway. Get underway and head into another time lapse. the end of another time lapse. Out goes 2 more bales. Let's fold it all back up. Our baler is done. Our baler is done. Baling is done. So I was wondering why we were going so slow. We'll go and drop this back at the yard. We currently have 0% inside of it, which is pretty good. Don't know how big that last bale was. We need to consider how we're going to transport these bales as well. We have got a bale shed on the yard, which we can put them in, but we don't have an appropriate trailer. So in this first fortnight of September, we need to work out what we're going to do with field 14. I think what I might do, let's just pull up and take a look at field 14 for a start. It's always saving content. So if we have a look at field 14, field 14 has been harvested. We have got a lot more. We've got some more room around the outside of field 14. So what I might do is go and disconnect the stone picker, which we are renting, by the way. I'm going to hook up the plow. I want to try and soften the edges a little bit on that. Okay, let's unfold that. Fold it so it's easier to drive. Let's go and see what we could do at field 14 to soften its edges. If we look here, field 14 is pretty harsh. Okay, so we need to zoom out on this one. And fold that again. We've got a lot of extra space here as well. Getting this into position is always a challenge. Alright, so we're on the edge there. So if we lower this now, we want the creation on. Making the curve a little bit easier and also gaining a little bit of extra space. Watch out for that tree. So we want to lift that back up. As you can see, what this has now done is it's exposed that this field is full of rocks, which is not something that we necessarily want. Let's see if we can take it to there. So if I drop this down, take it right to there. Okay, and back. I think there is about right. Lift that up. Okay, and if we drop that down, I think I've just added the exact same corner on it that I didn't want it to have. I think that just made it worse, actually. Okay, make sure we get all of this. Can't have any of the other land on it. We get it. Alright, let's go up and double check this corner to see how this is fared. Square this off. Is it nice? Hopefully that's nice and square. And check this corner. Okay, Now let's just double check. Yeah, it's not really smooth up this top end, is it? Kind of is okay. I think there's a little bit here. Just need to make sure that this now comes up. Okay. Alright, so now if we check, not necessarily a straight line, but it's pretty good. Alright, so what I'll do is I will get somebody to come and do this, make sure that field creation is turned off. So we'll get somebody to come and work this for us. Because this is one of the jobs that I absolutely hate. And we will come and pick up that bale, because the bale's going to be in the way. So we need this one, don't we? Alright, we need to disconnect that. Doing a bit of cross country for it. Oh good, you're starting on the up and downs. Not really on straight, but it's fine. Let's cut through the side entrance with this. Just realised that we don't have our beacons on. So you actually stopped that time. Good. Alright. So that one should have had all of its stone taken away. What else do we need to do to these fields? We might just throw this. We might just throw this into our bale storage. I think it's here. Right, so we just need to drop it here and done. Now we don't have a bale trailer, so one of the things that we could do is if we have a look at the shop and have a look at flatbed trailers. Not a big fan of either of these, if I'm being honest. If we come down to wrappers, transport. $50,000. Ouch. I think we might... Tires has that got on it? Let's go miters, front bale rack, back rail, both racks. Let's go one at the front. Red is fine. 16,500. We're going to use hire purchase for this one. We'll pay it off in 2 years. Our deposit, we'll do a 20% deposit, paying it off in 2 years. Interest rate of 3.5%, and we'll go option 1. Okay, purchase. Done. So hire purchase effectively allows us to pay for it on a monthly basis instead of needing to pay for it all up front. The other thing that we should have done as well, whilst we're shopping, and it's a good thing that we've got the tablet, is we need to get something to clean our equipment with. So let's buy a Karcher, 4,300, not too bad. Let's go to the shop and pick these up. Should also check if there's anything else that we need whilst we're at the shop. I will meet you at the shop. Here we are, arrived at the shop, and on the drive over there is something that did pop into my head that we're missing out of our fleet, and that is a header to cater for corn and sunflower seeds. Given that we are about to head into corn and sunflower harvesting seasons, there are a number of fields on the map, and it would be good to pick up some of those contracts, and in the future it will allow us to also harvest these particular crops, or should I say plant these crops. So we're going to take a look and purchase this one. Luckily for us, the guys at the shop have put all of our purchases onto the trailer ready for us. So the last thing that we need to do is just change the location of the weight, and we should be good to head back to the yard. It is a nice scenic drive back to the yard from the shop, especially when traffic is not overly dense. I do enjoy this particular scenic drive. It is a good thing that we are starting to think ahead to future months and what we can potentially be doing, especially from a contract point of view, and making sure that we've got the relevant equipment that we need, especially given that we're about to have our own fields ready to go, and we're going to need to bring in some income to be able to pay for the equipment that we've got on hire purchase, and to make sure that we can survive in the future months whilst our crops are growing. I'm just going to quickly unload this equipment off the trailer. The Karcher can just go here and we'll make this area our cleaning area. So we'll bring all of our equipment here instead of moving the Karcher around. And we'll put the header out of the way, ready for use at a later point in time. I think we will leave the collection of the bales from those fields to the next episode. Before we do end the episode, just wanting to take a look at our fields and look at what we still have left to do. So we do have the 3 barley fields that have just been harvested that we need to work out what we're going to do with those, whether we look at planting a new crop in them. Potentially we could look at doing sunflowers or something like that into those fields, or whether we look at putting in some wheat, etc. But we are going to need to purchase the soil information for those. We do have the 2 grass fields there. We do have the 2 grass fields here that we do need to mow and prepare the bales. I do want to make sure that we have got some food ready to go in the event that we do get some sheep in the next month or 2, and also look at potentially merging the 2 fields together. The nitrogen levels across all of our fields are also quite bad. We are going to need to look at addressing that before we get into planting any crops into those fields. So we have still got quite a bit of work to do before the fields are ready for us to do any seeding. And that is where we're going to leave today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's episode, do tap that like button to show support for the channel and the series. If you are new, do subscribe so that you do get notified of when new episodes do come out. As always, I am Gilbee and I game, and I will catch you in the next one.